for a truce. There's only time for truth. No room for fair or regular cares. Stay clear of civilian affairs. Hold up, soldier. Salute if you're going up. Salute. Throw it up. Salute. Throw it up. Salute. Soldier. Salute if you're going up. Salute. Throw it up. Salute. Throw it up. Salute. I'm a soldier. Boy, I told ya, I hold the scriptures like you hold chips on your shoulder. Biblical clips, better load up. The snare and the drums gon' snap. The lyrical tongue cocks back. The air in my lungs flows, and that's enough to spark a revolution. Man, listen, my music is ammunition. I march to the tune of a man smitten, was slain as a lamb, yet he stands risen, just as it was written. My orders are to cross borders, living waters in my canteen as my camp screams for the God we love, even though we can't see him. My passions, down to the name brands on my fashions, have to pass him. I only live off what my captain rations.
To the front line, streets and corners, the chief want us. The beef is tremendous when you're locked deep in the trenches. There's a war going on outside, and it's real. Flesh versus spirit, I don't flex to appeal. Use the text to reveal what comes next. If you reject, then I seal conversation with praying and step, cause what I feel is really not the deal. The issue is your soul as a soldier. I must remain sober and in control. I gotta stay focused like a scope does, and hope what I wrote just clear the smoke up. Hey y'all, I'm never AWOL. I wouldn't dare stop work to start building in civilian affairs.
On to the truth, me and all my troops. No time for a truce, there's only time for truth. No room for fair or regular cares. Stay clear of civilian affairs. Hold up, soldier. Salute if you're going up. Salute. Throw it up. Salute. Throw it up. Salute. Soldier. Salute if you're going up. Salute. Throw it up. Salute. Throw it up. Salute.
Ever since I've been sworn in, born in, put through boot camp, it's on. Ain't got no time for no nuisance. It's 3 squares a day. PT, study, pray, little play. Cause what soldier got time for blase? Especially when Yahweh is bringing D-Day without M16, rocket launcher, or AK. Cause this ain't Vietnam. The enemy's more vicious than the Viet Cong, and think delicious are being bombed. Who die outside of service, deserters, conscientious perverters. We stand as alerters, hoping this is making you nervous. Well, if you ain't a procrastinator, fight Satan's invaders. Get your fist in the air and march to this cage.
Cram 10 jams in a week. So I'm weak, but I'm planting my feet. Planning to speak about Commander-in-Chief. He's a lamb and a beast. King and God, man of the streets. Stand of the peace, but not a man that is weak. He's glorious, infinity and no, he's victorious. Elder Boris, a warrior, and he orders us not to trust the swords and stuff, or store up and hoard stuff that is sure to rust. Don't get it twisted, he'll get a misfit when others wouldn't risk it. Teach him diplomatics like a good version of Dipset. Glorium in Christ, so it's everyday life is sifted. Stick with the reasons we got enlisted.
And all my troops, no time for a truce, there's only time for truth. No room for fair or regular cares. Stay clear of civilian affairs. Hold up, soldier. Salute if you're going up. Salute. Throw it up. Salute. Throw it up. Salute. Soldier. Salute if you're going up. Salute. Throw it up. Salute. Throw it up. Salute. On to the truth, me and all my troops. No time for a truce, there's only time for truth. No room for fair or regular cares. Stay clear of civilian affairs. Hold up, soldier. Salute if you're going up. Salute. Throw it up. Salute. Throw it up. Salute. Soldier. Salute if you're going up. Salute. Throw it up. Salute. Throw it up. Salute.
All right, family. Shalom. Let me get on into it. Been kind of like a rough day. Try to get some of this light. Let me see. Let me get some of this light down. Look like it's a glare. Let me see here. Y'all bear with me. Okay. It'll be all right. All right, let's get into it. Sorry about the delay. Let me go to the Bible verses first. Exodus 15:3. Didn't write that down, but hey, let me see here. Burn it. I don't know what you call it when you burn midnight past the midnight oil. I don't know what you call it. I don't know. But the Bible said don't let your oil run out. So hey. If you hadn't hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment or something. All right, now Exodus 15:3. Let me do a sound check. Leave a comment. Okay. Now, I know some people, this might be a little bit too much for some people, you know. But and I like to say this. In the Bible, the Most High always had people to protect the rest. In the Bible, Moses told Joshua to go get some soldiers to go fight what's his name? Basic one of them, Amalek. In the Bible, the Messiah, I've covered this several times. I'm not going to go through the Bible verses, but you can Google it. Told Peter to get swords. Like I said, this ain't for everybody. If you don't believe in self-defense, don't call the police for nothing. Don't call them. If you don't believe in protecting yourself, and some of you might be called to die. I'm not knocking people that think that way. But what I'm saying, if you don't think we got a right to protect ourselves, then why did the Most High tell us to get a military? Why in Jeremiah 50:51, and I'm gonna get to the Bible verse, and Ezekiel, an exceeding mighty army. All right, I know that some people just go get nervous when people talk like this. You in war, if you waiting on these folks to announce that you in a war, you wait on these folks to announce you in a war. Hold on. I want you to see this thumbnail. If you waiting on them to announce we in the war, you're in trouble. The war started way back when. What do you call it when somebody kidnap you and treat you less than animals? Is that peace? Is that peace? All right. Now you see Uncle Sam all on the Negro head. There's a reason. Attention. You know the military got a saying, death before dishonor. They've been dishonoring us since the beginning before we died in these wars for them. So it's dishonor before death. I just want you to see that you've been dishonored. We've been dishonored since we've been here the whole time. So why lay down your life for these heathens? You'll lay down your life for the heathens. Shouldn't you lay down your life for your people too then? I'm not here to tell nobody not to join. I tried to join the military. Every last branch they had just changed the rule when I got out. So I took that as a sign of the Most High. But nevertheless, you see Uncle Sam standing on top of the Negro. We done fought in every war that these heathens had. Trump breaking his neck, bending over backwards, and I'm glad he's showing himself. Erasing black folks that's been fighting in these wars. He over there in the Netherlands removing plaques and stuff. And to that I say, the Netherlands, they had slaves over there too. They are their own country. If they want to honor black soldiers, they don't need Trump's approval. Okay? But nevertheless, let's get into it. Let me get back into my sharing screen. All right. Let me go up here. Let me see. Well, I can't. What's going on here? Hold on. Okay. This is Exodus 15. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song until you. Let me go to the blue letter Bible. Let me go to the blue letter Bible. Y'all can tell I'm shooting from the hip. Let's see. Exodus 15. All right. Let's see right here. They got Lord right there. Let's see what. Oh, y'all can't see that. There's a name there. Self-existence, eternal. There is no J in Hebrew. And when the Bible was translated Latin or Greek, okay, you don't add no nothing. I'm just showing you. So it's a Y. All right. The name is cleared out. But nevertheless, that's why I wanted to go to the blue letter Bible. All right. Let me then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song to Yahuwah, and spake, saying, I will sing unto Yahuwah, for he hath triumphed gloriously. The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea. This is right out. This is the Egyptian Pharaoh getting the business. Okay. Yahweh is my strength and song, and he is become my salvation. He is my God, and I will prepare him a habitation. My father's Elohim, I will exalt him. Yahuwah is a man of war. Now look at that. See how confusing this is. See how confusing this is. That's not a name. That's but let's see what this is. I just showed you what it says. Okay. Same number. Okay. Same one. See, when they do this, you don't learn what the name means. He is who always was. What he is. But let me get into some of this other stuff. Now, while we busy fighting wars, it ain't gonna be in order. I didn't have time. I ain't gonna complain about it. While we been fighting in every war this country ever had and don't care about, they don't care about us. If you wondering if they care, then I don't know what to tell you. But it says the U.S. Army needs to pay black St. Louis residents is secretly experimented on. While we fighting to protect the Roman kingdom, Rome is experimenting on our people. So what are we fighting for? While they beating the war drum right now, Trump doing all he can to demote black generals and hide the black soldiers, and they wait till the black soldier die, and then they want to give him a medal. You understand? But anyway, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving my opinion. Okay? All right. Look at these. Look like projects. Look like a prison too. If you want to be technical about it, all the rooms look alike. All right, an aerial view of the Pruitt Ego housing project of 35 buildings in St. Louis, 1971. I was born in 72. All right. Revelation that the U.S. Army sprayed caution. You wonder why we got cancers and stuff? Throughout St. Louis, predominantly black Pruitt Ego housing as part of an early Cold War era program. Okay, you got a problem with the Russians. Let's go experiment on the Negroes. Let's go experiment on the Negroes. You got no lab rats. Let's go experiment on the Negroes. We got a problem with Russia. Let's go experiment on the Negroes. We got a problem with Russia. Let's get this war on drugs and funnel cocaine into the black neighborhood because we got a problem with Russia. Same thing. CIA flooded the U.S. with crack Now Trump talking about he went in there and got the Venezuelan president because of drugs after they built the pipeline. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something about stopping drugs. You don't wait till the drugs get to the destinations to stop the drugs. You stop the drugs at the source. The hydrant was back there. The hydrant was the United States government. The hydrant was the CIA. The hydrant was George Bush. The hydrant was you cut the hydrant off, ain't nothing coming to the streets. So what we fighting for? Anyway, hey, when these heathens get through killing each other, I said this in several videos. Every now and then they start killing each other. Negroes, get out the way. Move. Get out the way. Get out the way. Let them kill each other. When you get through getting in the middle trying to save massa, he got a plantation waiting on you. He got some kind of carcinogen waiting on you. He got some STDs waiting on you. He got heartache and hard times waiting on you. How can I say that? Because that's the only reward we've been getting. Atten HUT, are you paying attention? Huh? You've been dishonored before you laid down and died. All right, let me see. But anyway, if you want to read some more on that, this ain't the only thing they done to us. Okay, this ain't it. I'll be here. For a long time, giving the rundown. All right, now black soldiers was fighting over there in the wars and couldn't even get the GI Bill to get a home. Let's see what this says. No, it didn't make it rough. It didn't make it worse because it was already, they never fixed the problem. Let me see what this said. I didn't read this. Let me see here. Torian fought bravely in the 92nd Infantry Division. The only all-black infantry. Why is it all black? Why the church is all white and all black? Mostly. But anyway. All right. To see combat in Europe during World War II, only to return home to racial discrimination. Okay? Let me go back. You can read that. I don't know who really wrote that, but let me see here. Here's another one. We already know. We already know. Matter of fact, let me see here. I'm just gonna read some of it. I'm showing you where I'm getting it from. You can read if you're more interested. You can go right to it. All right. When millions of U.S. servicemen and service members returned home at the end of World War II, the 1944 Servicemen Readjustment Act, were widely known as the GR Bill, offered a broad range of benefit for reentry to those who served their country. But a study done by Heller's Institute for Economic and Racial Equality reveals the struggle that black veterans face as they try to obtain their GI benefits, lead the generation of equality. What we helping them fight for? It ain't working out, is it? I'm just saying. All right, let me move on. I'm gonna play this. Play this video. I done shared this video a couple times. Let me share it again. This brother right here went in on them Germans, and the U.S. paid him. Let me just let the video play. How about that?
Of New York National Guardsmen in the First World War. They were set up to fail by their own government.
The worst state to live in.
I must have the wrong. Hold on. Must not be logged into my account. But anyway, let me go back.
You folks have no idea what honey and cinnamon can do for your brain. I'm 82 years old, and just a few months ago, I could barely remember my own grandkids' names. But today,
That's because your people is poisoning and polluting everything. That's because your people doing that. Okay, it's your people. Y'all got all the power. Y'all get on that. Y'all get on that. Okay, y'all got all the power. Get on that. All right, let me try this again. Let me see here. Let me stop sharing right quick. Let me get in. Let me see here. Let me just do it this way. Let me do it this way. Okay, now should no commercials pop up. Yes. Hold on. Forgot to share my screen. Yeah, I need some rest, but that's all right. That's all right. Sometimes that's just what it is. Hold on. Appreciate y'all hanging in there with me. All right. Now, all I ask that you tell your children how these folks have been doing. Just educate your children. Okay? Just tell them the truth. We've been fighting and fighting and fighting, and we still ain't, and we getting the same results. And that way they can make a conscious decision. So if they happen to join the military and the bloodshed start, they don't need to cry, you know. Tell them to man up or a woman up or whatever. But in the Bible, the men did the fighting. You take that up with the Most High. I know we're living in different times, but take that up with the Most High. The men did the fighting.
The Harlem Hellfighters was a regiment of New York National Guardsmen in the First World War. They were set up to fail by their own government. They were humiliated, degraded, eventually given to the French army as a throwaway. And they ended up coming home as one of the most decorated units in the entire U.S. Army.
The Harlem Hellfighters are one of the most important regiments in American history. In World War I, they helped to establish to the entire world the power of Black soldiers in the military.
Now, I understand why some Black folks have that flag. How they gonna say you trying to overthrow the government and you got the flag? But me, I don't care nothing about that flag. It looked better to me burning. It looked better to me burning. That's me.
It was very difficult at that time for African Americans to get into the United States military because there was this perception that African Americans would not do well in battle. They had to overcome the prejudice of their own countrymen and yet also perform ably on the battlefield.
Now, how is it? Yeah, this is how you can read through the lies. You got to read in between the lies. We done fought in every war this country ever had. So how is it they say we ain't gonna do well in battle? If they don't want you, don't go.
Because there was this perception that African Americans would not do well in battle. They had to overcome the prejudice of their own countrymen and yet also perform ably on the battlefield.
Like so many units of African American descent, when they go overseas, they're not sure what they're going to do. Are they going to fight as infantry? Or are they going to be stevedores and load ships? Or are they going to be labor units and cut wood?
And so they're committed to labor duty, they're unloading ships, building latrines, those type of support services. And as you can imagine, these men have been trained and they're willing to fight, they're ready to fight, and this is stressful for them.
They were finally given to the French army, which in a way was an even greater insult because in the First World War, when the United States entered, General Pershing, the commanding officer, was very clear that American forces would not be fed piecemeal into the French and British army because the French and British wanted reinforcements, and Pershing said absolutely not. When Americans join this war, they will fight as an American force under an American flag led by an American general. ... Except for the black guys. You can have them.
Let me see how long. Let me see here. I'm trying to get to okay. They gonna get to him. Let me do a little commentary or whatever to keep them from dinging it. Hold on. Let me put this up. All right. Let me see here.
Henry Johnson is perhaps one of the most remarkable Black military heroes in U.S. history.
And he found himself in no man's land with Private Needham Roberts manning a listening post.
That ain't a big man. That ain't a very big man. Truth be told, Bruce Lee wasn't about 130 pounds. Just cause you might not be as big as Goliath. That's why you got to have your heart right, your mind right. The Most High, He teaching us the whole time. We got different assignments out here.
Henry Johnson is perhaps one of the most remarkable Black military heroes in U.S. history.
And he found himself in no man's land with Private Needham Roberts manning a listening post.
And Needham Roberts hears click, click, click. He realizes somebody's cutting the wire. It's potentially a German raid.
And so Roberts is passing him grenades, and they line up these grenades, and the Germans actually do come across the lines. Roberts is hurt, and now Henry Johnson is left to defend their position and to stave off this attack. And then he makes the mistake of jamming a French cartridge into his American gun, and it no longer will work. And the Germans are on top of it.
He then used his rifle like a club, and then he ended up fighting with a knife against the Kaiser's best and turned them.
He's wounded in the fray. He's struck, for example, in the foot, and has a debilitating injury as a result. And he fights them off, he says, for what seemed like an hour.
The Germans ran shrieking into the night, all because of one man.
It's not until the next morning that people realize what a tremendous...
This is why they want you bussified, sissified, ephemeralized. This is why. Makes it easy to kill a nation.
This was. They discover 4 bodies of dead German soldiers. And they also realize from the equipment and other things that are left behind that as many as 30 may have been involved in this altercation.
As soon as he drove off those Germans, the French awarded him with the Croix de Guerre, a great honor. Unfortunately, it took about 75 years for the U.S. government to give him the Legion of Merit.
Now, I don't believe the French actually care about it. Look at what they're doing in Africa. Over there, robbing the folks blind. Okay. Anyway, after Henry got through doing all that, let me put a face up here. He couldn't get no medical, he couldn't get disability, nothing. And died broke. See, fighting for them. Talking about the flag. You disrespecting the flag. Burn the flag. Well, anyway, let me move on. That's what I think about your darn flag. But anyway, let me see here. Move that. All right. Now, this is a thing. Well, you already know. If you want to do a little bit more research, it's well documented. Okay? It's well documented. Let's see what black women say. Let's look at the sisters, see what they got going on. I ain't got time to read this, though. I ain't got time to read that. All right, let me move on. Let me see what this is. Let me get into the Bible, bro. They talking about some woke. All right, let me see what the Bible say about being awake. Let's see what the Bible said being awake. Okay? Let me get into that. Let me see. Let me see. It's in Isaiah. All right. Awake, awake, put on strength. O arm of Yahweh, awake as in the ancient days, in the generations of old. Art thou not it that have cut Rahab and wounded the dragon? Awake. They want you sleep. You know you're dead, you sleep. They don't even let you rest dead. Let me see here. Hold on. I put some stuff in my notes somewhere. Hold on. But yeah. Right here. Racism towards black soldiers and dead bodies. It's a darn shame. Can't even get no rest. These folks hate you so much, they hate you dead. They hate you alive and they hate you dead. Let me put this up here so you don't forget. They hate you dead, they hate you alive. I'm gonna keep putting this up here for y'all. Who bones y'all think that is? Huh? Huh? But anyway, they need to be doing some DNA on them. But anyway, let me move on. Let me see, where was I at? Let me see, is this the right place? Yeah. All right. What is this? Y'all gonna have to forgive me. Okay. Yep. We are not Americans. Oh yeah. Are we not American soldiers? When the U.S. military treated German POW better than black troops. You wonder why you got the Klan, you got Ukrainian Nazis, you got Nazis from the U.S. going over there. I've covered this in video, going overseas in Ukraine, training with Ukrainian Nazis. Nazis from America going to Ukraine, training with Nazis. You got Nazis getting busted with rocket launchers. And it's quiet. Where did they get the rocket launcher from? Nobody, I didn't hear nobody getting arrested. You don't go to Walmart and order a rocket launcher. Somebody in the military got to sell it, steal it, give it. Okay. I ain't no need to go on too long. I'm going through these Bible verses, though. I'm going to go through them Bible verses. I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm going to go through them Bible verses. Okay. Now, dishonor. This is the one I'm looking for. Fail to observe or respect. They don't know you invisible. They don't respect you. So why die for them? Huh? Fail to absorb or respect. You see? Why die for them? All right. Now, right after we got through helping Master in his world war, we came back home and got lynched in our military uniform. The Klan was disrespecting the flag. Okay. Numerous of Black American soldiers was lynched or subject to racial violence and still are to this day in their military uniform, particularly following world wars. It don't matter. See, that's why I say what I say. You might as well stand on it, stand on business, stand tall. What they gonna do? Hate you? They gonna hate you? Huh? If you worried about them hating you, then what I'm showing you must be love. But all right, let me move on. Oh yeah, Baruch 4:15. The Most High, because of our rebellion to him, he brought a nation from far away against them, a nation that is shameless and speak a strange language. These languages we speaking now, most of them didn't exist when Baruch was writing. Strange language, so it don't matter which language. All right. That showed no respect for the elderly nor pity to the child. They go right back to Deuteronomy chapter 28. Same thing. Oh, y'all can't see that. Right here. Baruch 4:15. He was writing, he wrote a couple books for Jeremiah. Jeremiah was in prison. Same fellow. Jeremiah in prison, he telling Baruch what to write. Read the book of Jeremiah, it'll tell you. Trump going on, he removing black soldiers' accomplishment. Let me see what they got in the video. 2 minutes, let's see what this says. After they get their commercial in. Let me see, skip this. That's enough. All right, family, let me get to these Bible verses. Yeah, we've been here. But World War II, they don't forgot all about that now. No sound. Okay, thank you. I just happened to look up. And see your comment. Thank you, Jim.
These were people who basically contributed to who we are as a nation. And in some instances,
RAF, the legend grows, one match at a time. He's got to go right now. Next stop.
President Trump's executive order forcing federal agencies to do away with diversity, equity, and inclusion language has now led to the removal of veteran and civil rights leader Medgar Evers' accomplishments from portions of a U.S. Army website. Evers, a World War II veteran, was assassinated in Jackson in 1963. In the education section of the Arlington National Cemetery website, Evers was prominently featured in this walking tour, as well as other notable Black veterans. Over the last few weeks, the U.S. Army removed portions of the cemetery's website, highlighting Black veterans, women in the military, Medal of Honor recipients that include people of color, and documents pertaining to the Civil War.
I don't know about that people of color mess. That's that watering down. That's what that is, watering down. Let me see here. Make sure I ain't forgetting nothing. Let me see here. This is what I'm looking for. Now, we served in the military, and every war has fought. Formalized discrimination against black folks who served in the U.S. military lasted from its creation during the. But anyway, y'all know what it is. Okay. Okay, this is the War of 1812. This is white on white crime right here. Civil War, white on white crime. Okay. But anyway, let me get to these Bible verses. I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna call it a night. I done covered this stuff in several. I'm gonna re-show the video with them black women coming up dead in the military, a couple years old. But it's still relevant. Same thing, black women getting sexually assaulted, ending up dead. They pouring acid on the woman, all kind of stuff. Somebody got to sound the alarm when you see death coming. Somebody got to watch this stuff. We all got different assignments. All right, Psalms 18:34. Okay. All right. It is Yah that girdeth me with strength and maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds feet and setteth me upon my high places. Let the Most High elevate you. All right. He teaches my hands to war so that a bow of steel is broken by my arm. You got to let the Most High lead you. If the Most High ain't leading you, you are out of order. You're not following orders. You done went AWOL. Let me go back to this right here. Start sharing this. All right, now Ezekiel 37:4. Get to these Bible verses. I'm gonna call it. That's at 37. Okay. I'm gonna work through it. I ain't claiming nothing. I'm gonna work through this. I'm gonna speak life. Hallelujah. I'm speaking life. All right. Y'all see the vision of the dry bones? Y'all see the vision of the dry bones? Building stuff over our cemeteries. See, building bone churches, putting bones in museums, selling body parts, donating eye bones to medicine, the early all kind of stuff. All right. The hand of Yahweh was upon me. He carried me out in the spirit of Yahweh and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones. You've been dishonored. Okay. And caused me to pass by them round about. It's time, the resurrection is on the horizon. They fall is our rise. Our rise is their fall. That's why they doing all this extra stuff. They will import immigrants over here and give them money to try to, but it ain't working. But nevertheless, it caused me to pass round about, and behold, there were many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. All right. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? Yes. Oh, yeah, thou knowest. Again, he said unto me, prophesy to these bones and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of Yahweh. He that hath the ear, let them hear. Whosoever will. Thus saith Yahweh unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. It don't matter what these heathens do. It don't matter. I'm sitting here, I'm just watching them. I'm looking at Trump, Russia, and China. I'm just looking at the watch. I'm like, man, well, the Bible, yeah. I'm not, hey, I ain't worried about none of that stuff. I know some people probably get nervous, but there ain't police bust up in your house right now and kill you. What difference? That's warfare. What difference is that? What difference is warfare right around the corner than warfare from overseas? What's the difference? Are you any safer here than if you was attacked from abroad? You any safer? But anyway, I'm not making fun of it. I just want you to see it. You ain't safe. All right. All right. And I will lay sinews upon you and will bring up flesh upon you and cover you with skin and put breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to bone, bone to his bone. And when I beheld, lo, the sinews and the flesh came upon them, and skin covered them above, and there was no breath in them. Then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith Yahweh, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon the slain, that they may live. Now, what I just saw just then, the four winds of the earth, the nation of Israel scattered to the four corners. See, we scattered worldwide. Ain't but one group of people been scattered worldwide. Just because I take this cup and call it something else and call it a bucket, don't mean it wasn't a cup before. You can slap Afro-Brazilian on an Israelite. You can slap Black American on an Israelite. You can slap a Nigerian on an Israelite. You can slap a Black German on an Israelite. Don't change the fact what they was before you change the label. All right, now. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army. See, you've been fighting, you've been taking orders from the wrong generals. You've been fighting in the wrong army. You've been protecting the beast kingdom. See, throw that mess down. It ain't working. It ain't working, okay? Throw that mess down. All right. That is Ezekiel 37. All right, now. Let's see. Isaiah 51. Y'all excuse me. I read that. Awake, awake. They want you sleep. Now, some people get why, if you understand that people don't like you and they hate you, it don't matter what you do. Why does what they say offend you? Why does that bother you? Are you seeking validation from the heathen? Are you seeking validation from Satan? They said Negroes and watermelon. So what? I eat watermelon, doggone it. I eat some chicken, doggone it. And I'm going to stay awake. The Bible said, wake up. Awake, stand up, O Jerusalem, which has drunk at the hand of Yahweh the cup of his fury. See, I don't want no more of that fury. I done seen it. I done felt it. I done lived it. I don't want no more of it. Okay? All right. Thou hast drunken the dregs of the cup of trembling and wrung them out. There is none to guide her among the sons whom she hath brought forth. Neither is there any that taketh her by the hand of all the sons that she hath brought up. These two things are come unto thee. Who shall be sorry for thee? Desolation and destruction and famine and the sword. By whom shall I comfort thee? Right here. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of the streets as a wild bull in a net. They are full of the fury of your howl. These are our men on the street corners. These are our men tired of the foolishness. See, thy sons have fainted. The head of the streets. Y'all, once Negroes stop turning the guns on each other, these heathens is in trouble, and they know that. The rebuke of thy God. Okay? But anyway, you got to use the word. You got to be led by the Spirit. You can't go out here going in on the police. Okay? That ain't this. But that don't mean you ain't got the right to protect yourself. And that ain't that. They want you sitting back. Whatever they do, the police is always right, and don't talk about it because you wrong for talking about how they mistreating you. But anyway, Jeremiah 51:20. All right, 51. Okay, let me see. The Most High got battle axes. Ezekiel 37, chapter 37 said, them dry bones is an army. Okay, let me read this. Jeremiah 51:18. They are vanity, the work of errors. In the time of their visitation, they shall perish. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the form of all things. This is the nation of Israel, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Now, if Israel was his inheritance from the beginning, it ain't changed. You can read right in Revelation, the 12 gates named after the 12 tribes. You ain't gonna find not on one gate of the 12 tribes, of the 12 gates, the new kingdom. You're gonna see a spiritual Israel on the doorway. You ain't gonna see Christian on the doorway. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna close out with that. All right. Yahweh of hosts is his name. Thou art to see his people is his battle axe and weapons of war. For with thee I will break in pieces the nation. Have that happened yet? Have the Most High used his people to break the nations in pieces? Huh? Jeremiah? Huh? Has it happened yet? Right after this, you had Nebuchadnezzar, Medes and Persians. You had the Greeks and the Romans. Okay, so before you start not understanding warfare, somebody got to fight. I can't determine that for you. The Most High does put your training in your life. Whatever your life is, he wrote your timeline, and you're going to do what he created you to do, whether you be a vessel of honor or a vessel of dishonor. All right. And with thee, I will destroy kingdoms. You got a Roman kingdom right now. And the irony of that is the Roman kingdom was oppressing the Messiah's people when he came the first time. And they still oppressing the Messiah's people and going to be still oppressing his people when he returned. See, you wonder why he didn't go in on the Romans right then? Okay. He had to get his troops in order, in line. He had to break bread, his soul, his body. He had to give us living water. Okay, Ephesians 6. You got to put that spiritual armor on. Put on the whole armor. A lot of people live as though we are just one. We are two parts right now. Until it's dirt, till this go back to the dirt. I got to eat. I got to drink water. Got to take a bath. Okay? So, don't forget that. Somebody got to fight. It's been in the Bible the whole time. And I'm not trying to tell you that you're supposed to fight. All I'm just telling you, you might be speaking against your health. Okay? All right, now. With thee I was also breaking peace the man and the woman, and with thee I was breaking peace the old and the young, and with thee I was breaking pieces the young and the maid, the young man and the maid. And another verse in the Bible, Jeremiah 16:19, I think. Let me see here. All right, Jeremiah 16:19. O Yah, my strength and my fortress and my refuge, in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth. They see, it's gonna be some breaking coming. It's gonna be some breaking coming. All right, and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. They got a liar in chief right now. But anyway, let me see. They got a liar in chief, y'all. Let me see here. All right. Isaiah 14:2. Let me go here. All right. For Yahweh will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. I don't see spiritual in front of Israel. And set them in their own land. That hadn't happened yet. And strangers shall be joined with them and shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them, bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. You reap what you sow. And they shall take them captive, whose captive they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. If those people in Israel are the people, when did this happen? When were they oppressed? Who's cleaving to them? Huh? People is actually getting away from them. You're in the wrong army. Join the Most High's army, okay? Well, I don't see how y'all going. You ain't supposed to see. It ain't on you to see. Maybe your job ain't to fight. Maybe your job is to pray. Huh? Maybe your job is to contribute. Somebody got to feed. Somebody got to grow food. How about that? Somebody good with inventing stuff. Like the young guy that making gasoline, plastoline. Breaking down the waste and making fuel out of it. Huh? It don't matter. You can kiss masters behind all you want to. It ain't gonna work. All right. Well, Shalom family. Let me see how long I've been going. Yeah. But I'm glad y'all joined. I'm sorry I was late. It just, hey, life be lifing. All right, family. Let me see here. Yeah. So don't worry. They've been dishonoring us the whole time. So why die for them? Die for the Most High. Die for the Most High. Die for him. Huh? Die for him. Okay? Shalom, thank y'all.
About your goodness, Yahshua, and what you've done for me. Oh, I don't deserve anything you've done for me, and I don't deserve that you laid your life for me. Over and over, I let you down. Over and over, you stayed around. Unconditionally, you keep on loving me, loving me. That's why you are so holy. That's why you are holy. That's why you are holy. Oh yeah, you are holy. I'm calling you Yah the Mighty. You are Yah the Mighty. Heaven ain't going to heaven, You better watch your mouth when you're talking about who it is you reppin'. There are crazy people who seduce you for your soul. Everything that glitters don't always turn to gold. Whoa. Sometimes it's hard to believe when you're going through it. Trying to give my very best, so I'm trying to keep the faith. I know you got my